Hi, I'm Gabriel Hernandez. This is Watcher DM, and today we're going to cover the adventure guide for Tomb of the Vampire General, a adventure for Quest RPG written by Jesse Brown, aka GMJ, with art by Paul Brown and a little bit by me as well. The adventure starts with a synopsis. So one of the cool things about this adventure is its layout is very bullet point. So it's very easy to get all the information you need just from reading the different bullet points, and they're pretty succinct. Effectively, the party learns of missing workers at a nearby archeological dig and are convinced or decide to investigate or help. And they discover that the workers have been abducted by bloodless monsters. They enter the tomb of a sleeping vampire from ancient times whose minions have abducted the workers and brought them there to revive him, ostensibly. The party enters the tomb, demonstrating their strength, intellect, and guile, and eventually reaching the penultimate chamber of the tomb where they find the missing workers. The party can depart at this point, their initial mission complete, or continue on into the burial chamber of the vampire to battle, interrogate, or pledge loyalty to this dangerous but intriguing being. The backstory goes from 1,000 years ago to a month ago, with some nice, punchy, highly evocative story that I will leave to you. Very fun. There is a running this adventure section which covers terminologies and uses of terminologies, how to adjust Marmaiya Samyak, the vampire, integrating role and treasure abilities with the adventure, how combat difficulty is calculated in quests, so what you might want to do if you want to tweak combat difficulty, and then a word from GMJ about how the encounters are laid out in the book, and how he had designed the adventure largely to be run with very little preparation. He also has kind of categorized certain information as hidden, so that those are opportunities for you to dole out that hidden information as part of the player's exploration. The Secrets and Clues section is a place you can dole out, again, secret information to the party as it becomes relevant. And so this can be really just a fun list to keep on hand and dole out as the information seems like it would be useful or would have been gotten. The Call to Adventure sets up why the party might want to do this. There's a few more here listed. They're all, I think, pretty well written. The map is provided by Dyson Logos, and we start with the Cave Ruin. So this is where the archeological dig was happening, and the party has followed the trail of the workers into this cave. This is the first combat. There are Bloodless under the water waiting for the party to come in and rise up and attack them. And there should be more Bloodless in this encounter than there are PCs, about 2 more. They're relatively simple enemies to defeat, so the party should have no problem defeating them. Here you'll find the Bloodless stat block and art, which is pretty fun. One of the things I love about these stat blocks too is you get the ideal and the flaw. But you also get a little section nearby as to why they fight. This is super useful when playing, especially quests, where the motivations of the monsters and the motivations of the PCs can play a much larger role in how the encounters can be resolved. Look out for this block of text and use it. Area 2 is the tomb entrance. There is a riddle here, so they need to solve the riddle or defeat the shadows. So if they fail the riddle, there's some shadows will pop out and attack them. And that's described here, this undead shadow. And then the Crypt of the Songsmiths is Area 3. These characters here, Demir and Demira, twin songsmiths of Samyak. They were the weapon makers of the previous empire, basically servants of the general, of the vampire general. This is a really, really fun encounter to play up the power of the general in that he still has the loyalty of 2 of his ghostly minions. Although ultimately, there is a disparity in them, right? So if the PCs insult or defame Marmaiya Samyak, the furious songsmiths will demand an apology. But one of them feels like Demira has misgivings that have not gone away over the centuries about being buried with her master. This is a fun little duet to play as a DM, where you can play the differences between these 2 characters, the male and female songsmiths. As you move on, the party will find the servants' ossuary, where Marmaiya Samyak's favorite servants were laid to rest. There aren't any spirits here, but there is a hidden pressure plate. Oh, yeah, this is pretty messed up. So the servants were down here working, and he just buried them as a trap. He's kind of a jerk. There's a pressure plate here that will drop the party down into Area 5. There's also some additional areas described here, Secret Path and the Secret Room, and these just describe where these are and that the party can enter them from the different locations that they have access to. The Chamber of Four Evils is Area 5. This is where Professor Regis Rex, the Necropolitan, is found. He was a professor at the University in Arcanos before being trapped down here, and slowly over time has become an undead by being kind of stuck here. So there's a puzzle here that has to do with the spheres in the room. So he knows the solution to the riddle, but he's colorblind, so he can't actually do it. So this guy kind of can provide the party with a way to get past this, or they can, defeat him, whatever they like. He can be a really fun character to play, though, as he's like anecdotally out of time, right? So his beliefs and his opinions and probably his way of speaking would seem old-timey to the party. And so this can be a really fun way to world build and express what that looks like in your campaign setting. Then you move on to Area 6, where the Animate Armory is. It's exactly what it sounds like. These are the armors and weapons that were constructed by the Songsmiths. They can be used by the PCs once they've been defeated against anything except for Marmaiya Samyak. They don't have any effect on him. And there's text on the ceiling that reads that. Otherwise, the party can have a good time defeating these things. It's another nice little fight. Before they enter Area 7, the Cyclopean's Humiliation, there is a unbreakable pillar in the room with a zombie Cyclops, or Cyclopean, Calule, chained to it. He's the defeated king of the Cyclopeans that Marmaiya Samyak had defeated 1,000 years ago. He can't speak, but he's telepathic. So he will psychically send images to the minds of the party in an effort to communicate. The way that we represented that here is via emojis. And actually, the best way I've seen this played is you send your players emoji messages, images to try and communicate. And this can be a really, really fun role-playing interaction as they try and suss out the meaning of certain emojis and images. If he's attacked, he'll fight to the death. He's actually a pretty big deal. It can be very difficult to defeat. He just wants to be carried out of the tomb. He doesn't want to be here anymore. He's been humiliated for too long. And then you got Area 8, the Antechamber. This is where the workers are huddled, where the Bloodless have left them. This is the space right before Marmaiya Samyak's tomb. If you choose to, this is a great place to put the Black Blade of Shadow if you want to offer that to the party as a treasure. Once the PCs have rescued the workers, they can leave. There are any number of ways to seal up the entrance to the tomb. However, if they wish to gamble their lives, they may move on to the Burial Chamber, represented by this artwork here. It's amazing artwork by Paul. 25-foot high ceilings, a gorgeous map location, and there are 12-foot tall upright sarcophagi in the alcoves, graven with images of warriors. 6-foot tall upright sarcophagi with images of scribes. So these are the detestants and ascarnants. They are the scribes, and detestants are the warriors, and actually have 4 arms. So they get powerful attacks and a lot of hit points. Very powerful enemies. And then Marmaiya Samyak, who effectively, unless proven otherwise, will not believe the party to actually be worth any effort. He would rather have his minions defeat them. So you can play him pretty cool at first. If the party starts to get the upper hand, he probably should just dispatch them or demand their loyalty. Like, he's that kind of guy. And it is pretty unlikely that a party would be able to take him out, save for some extremely insane circumstances. And be open to that, right? If the party has some crazy good plan for getting sunlight in here, go nuts. Oh wait, he's immune to sunlight. He resists necrotic and non-magic damage. He has so many powers. He's really, really tough. But he's not going to chase anybody. So if the party runs away, let them run away. He doesn't need to chase after them. Area 10 contains a treasury, so you can find all kinds of wonderful treasures here. The aftermath, outlining what happens in their different scenarios for the party, with a nice picture of Calule here, which I love. The brief description of the NPCs and monsters as an appendix. There are some hurry up events provided, so if the party is kind of lagging and you want them to hurry up, you can use some of these events to kind of provide them with some incentive to move. There are treasures defined here, the Potion of Foggy Body, the Black Knight Helm, the Shield of the Sun, the Black Blade of Sorrow, and the Scroll of Withering Words are all defined here and can be placed throughout the adventure or used where they're found. And then the list below is all of the new abilities that are referred to in the adventure. So if you want to use these abilities on your own creatures or in your own quest context, provide them to players, whatever you want to do, you can go ahead and use that here. And then, yeah, we've got our little ad here for 2023, which the Bloody Bell Boots Boogie is coming. You can go check it out on our Kickstarter page if you want to go give that a follow. There will be a link down in the doobly-doo. And then we've got a list of NPCs and monsters and just kind of list of treasures. Again, brief summary cheat sheet with the map real quick for a cheat sheet. So you can print out these last 2 pages if you want and just have them ready to quickly run the adventure and do what you want. So that is the adventure Tomb of the Vampire General for Quest, again, written by Jesse Brown. If you like this video or videos like this, please click the like button. If you'd like to know when new videos come out that will be adventure guides or other videos from our channel, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon to be notified. Also, if you have played this adventure or want to tell us your story about how you like this adventure or don't like this adventure, please sound off in the comments below. Any interaction helps us, and we'd love to talk with you. We'll be replying to any comments. And then if you want to support our work, you can, of course, purchase this or any of our products at the links in the description at DriveThruRPG, itch.io, or at watcherdm.com. Or you can support us by joining our Patreon at patreon.com/watcherdm. I hope you have enjoyed this. I look forward to hearing about your game. And until next time, stay weird.